This live stream is called The Future of Humanity and the 12th Bridge. We are thrilled to be here with Marilyn. Marilyn, how do you say your last name? I can never say it.
Gewacke.
What?
Gewacke?
Well, if I had a key and I said have a key, but with a G.
Gewacke. Because I keep saying Gewacke. That sounds
Yeah.
awful. All
No.
right.
We're all pretty wacky.
So we're leaving a little bit of time for the Zoom participants to come in right now because it always takes a little while for them to filter, and here they are. Okay, so we got people from all over the world joining us today.
Denmark, Chile, Spain already. Yeah, welcome everyone.
Yeah, we got Porto Alegre in Brazil, France,
Bulgaria,
Minnesota, Arizona,
Texas, yay, Mexico, Argentina, California. Oh, it's going so fast. Orlando, Madrid, Arizona, Slovenia. Awesome. Ah,
So welcome everyone. We invite you, bring your energy into this space, intend to connect.
and we have Italy and the Netherlands,
We got Denver and Richmond.
Oakland, Norway. Beautiful. Ireland, Romania. This is beautiful. Davis, Brazil, Ukraine,
Colombia,
Brazil again, Italy.
Ireland.
I said Ireland.
Really?
Another island.
There's another one. Chile, Hungary.
New York,
Welcome, welcome.
Pasadena, Boulder, Denmark, Trinidad, Florida.
So this is
Czech Republic, Portugal, hey, Wales, Connecticut, Finland, Florida, Australia, Mexico, Portugal, Illinois. Yes.
Australia, I think it's like 4 a.m. for you. Thank you for being here.
Uruguay, let's intentionally connect. Just feel. Can you feel that? Sweden, feel that energy. Boston, Wisconsin, Iowa, España, feel. Bavaria, Germany, feel. It's so beautiful. New Zealand.
Really good to connect with you.
Vancouver Island, Colorado, feel that. Brazil, Florianopolis. Hey, we're coming to visit you soon.
See you in November.
Joyce, hi. Okay, beautiful.
Okay, so this is a Stargate Circle live stream, and we're calling it The Future of Humanity and the 12th Bridge. And this is going to be essentially a recap of some of the developments that have happened in the Stargate work and through the collaboration with Zazar and our dear friend Marilyn Gewacke and the two goddesses that she works with, Jen and Diane.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hey, welcome.
Ones. I missed you, and it's only been a few days.
Yeah.
So the overview of what we're going to be doing, it's a little bit different. So we're going to be setting a real framework because Zazar basically showed up to our Costa Rica retreat with this bombshell revelation about the 12th bridge and how there have been 11 advanced civilizations on Earth in the past. They're all kind of reawakening because humanity is reaching a certain level of consciousness. And now we've been suddenly reaching this tipping point. And I'm not going to try to say too much about this. I just want to tease it. So the 12th bridge is something really special because we're setting the framework for the advanced civilization that humanity is about to step into. So we're going to start with some storytelling, move into some channeling, and then we're going to do a meditation, and we're actually going to do a timeline jump because we're going to share with you drone footage from a very special figure 8 activation that we did on the beach in Costa Rica. So
Amazing.
It's going to be amazing. Stay with us. There's going to be really powerful energetics and really powerful channelings. And the first thing we have to do is welcome once again Marilyn.
Well, it's so good to be here. I'll tell you, working with you guys is so powerful because it feels like Stargate has truly created such a light grid of consciousness around Earth and to the cosmos to bring in a multitude of multidimensional experiences in the human consciousness. And working with you, it's hard to believe, but Costa Rica was our first time.
Yeah.
I say to myself, oh my God, this was our first time in person together. And the weaving we created was so tremendous and beautiful and powerful. I can't imagine what is next in our horizon working into more of the weavings for this 12th bridge. But what happened in Costa Rica was truly beyond my imagination. So I want to thank both of you. It was really a joy to be with you and Stargate.
Well, we certainly felt that as well, and we're looking forward to the amazing collaborations that the guys have already got that we're not always sure of yet, but we can feel it in the wind, so to speak.
Well, and on top of working so well together, I really appreciate that we had a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Element of this moving up.
Yeah, we had a blast. We had a few days after the retreat to integrate and be by the beach, and it was just beautiful. So,
yeah, and we had Brenda and Soleil from the team with us as well, and that was really nice to be working with them. And yeah.
So, okay, Marilyn, I want to like weave in a little bit of a storytelling component because the way that Zazar built up toward revealing this 12th bridge and what it is he left it a total mystery at first. And Prageet and I in July, we're doing this Waters of the World workshop in Mount Shasta. And you dropped us an audio, like a voice note on the last day. And it was a Zazar channeling because he was really excited because he was monitoring what we had been doing. And so what Alcazar had said about that workshop is we were right by the headwaters of the Sacramento River in Mount Shasta, where the water literally comes out of Mount Shasta, which is a sacred mountain and a place where the dimensions are known to be closer together and more accessible. And Alcazar said, you're going to put a Stargate in the water, and it's going to be there for the whole time. And in fact, it's
still there.
Still there. Prageet actually forgot to take it out, but it was kind of like a forgot to, I think. And so what Alcazar said about the waters of the world is that they're actually a unified morphic field phenomena, and that they naturally, water has this capability to entangle with the quantum field and act as a transducer of energy, light, and information. And so on the final day, Zazar drops us this really beautiful audio note, and he says that what we've done is, with the waters of the world, has laid the foundation for the 12th bridge. And that's all we get. And he's like, we'll tell you what that is later.
I know. And when he did that channel, he said, I must send this to them. And I had no idea. And after he was finished and he said more on this later, I said to him, can you give me some more of that now? And he said, just wait till they are completed. And then he began to tell me what the 12th bridge was. But it was so exciting to know in that moment that the waterways and the amazing things you did with Stargate in the waterways really opened up these corridors to hold both the Andromedan timeline shifting, but also to hold a way to be able to move the water through the world with this information of the 12th bridge as a connector. And after all, we're 70% water. So what you did at this water retreat was so amazing because you filled the water and anytime a human now interacts with any water on the earth, they are downloaded with this amazing information, and it'll keep coming because we are 70% water. So it translates within us as we are in the water, as we'll show people the figure eight was in the water. So that's exciting.
And the other thing about that was that when Alcazar said we're energizing the water, he said that includes all the water that's held in the clouds and all those places, all those lakes which seem to be disconnected from the oceans because of the connection that water has in the quantum. All the water, including the water in our bodies, was being energized.
Yeah, and we have to thank the Stargate community because we put out an invitation for people to actually put their physical Stargates around the world in bodies of water and send us photos. And we got a lot of photos, and we actually have a really beautiful video of all of those Stargates. It's about 3 minutes. We can play it and as we continue to talk. Brenda, if you play it with no music. So just tune in for a moment and feel, because the intention here is to connect already to the waters of the world. So just feel and connect energetically.
It was so beautiful because people responded. So many people all around the world, as you can see, all these different countries where people have been placing their stargates in the water.
And can you feel the waters of the world are actually responding as we focus right now? We're starting to come into a communion.
Can you feel that?
Just imagining all of the waterways.
Ooh, you me.
Amazing.
So what happened in Costa Rica is the very first timeline shift that we did was on the first day in the afternoon, and we went down to the beach to do these circles. And the way that this works is we're literally like creating circles with 100 people on the beach, and they're essentially worked with by the Andromedans. And Marilyn, this is something that Zazar downloaded to you. And it's been such a delight to experience these super powerful timeline shifts because there's something about us doing this in the physical and the galactics doing this in the other dimensional realities that creates these like extremely powerful effects. So we're there just walking in a circle, and yet it's being just completely energized by the other realms, by the higher dimensionals, by the galactics, by the Andromedans to be specific. And on the first day that we went there, the we started out in sunshine, and then it started to rain, and then it started to pour.
Torrential rain.
And
Isn't this amazing seeing all these different
beautiful.
places?
Oh, I feel the water in my body just vibrating with every single place. Like it's alive right now.
Yeah.
Because with these timeline shifts, we shift out of time and space, so everything is in the now. So if you allow yourself to just feel the beauty of stars in the water now.
Mm. And so many different places. I saw somebody putting it in a little waterfall.
In Italy.
And Maureen saying she put hers in a bowl of well water. It's like it's all connecting the waters in so many different ways. Wow. So I just want to say to everyone, thank you so much
Yeah.
for doing this so that we can show people around the world.
It's amazing, astounding. The waters are already carrying so much energies from this water workshop. It's amazing to me. And so to our bodies.
Mm. Oh, that's one nice one from Jean. Jean is saying, imagine how the animals are feeling.
Mm.
Yes.
Good, very good, very good.
Yeah.
Can you feel the waters of the world being energized in real time as we were watching that
Mhm.
video?
Yes.
Oh, we had a great video. We should add it. The video of the one that we took. We put a Stargate
Oh yeah.
in the water, and then I used my I used my phone to video it, and I moved the phone down into the water, so I was filming underwater, and that looked really amazing. Anyway,
Speaking the water that you clearly transformed and transcended those few days in Mount Shasta, when rain comes, some of it is the evaporation from the waterways.
Mhm.
And so when it rained on the beach in those circles, that rain was already transforming us. And
Mm.
we got drenched as if we were each a Stargate in the waters of the rain. And so much debris kind of washed away from us. It was like a beautiful debris dissolver. And the rain, and at first people were like, are we going to stay out here in the rain? You're kidding me. And after everybody was soaked, it was like, we're going to stay out here in the rain. And we kept doing the circles in the rain, and it was just beautiful. And the rain, Zazar says, gave the waterways, because as it rained upon us, it also, we were experiencing a timeline shift. So the timeline shift in the quantum realm was moving into the sand, out into the oceans. And so the timeline shift of the circles were now generating those timeline shifts availability to every being on the planet who went into the waters, whether they understood it or not. And this is how this technology is changing so much on Earth. And so that rain not only kind of dissolved what needed to be dissolved in each of us, but then it took the timeline shifting, and slowly, as the water dripped off of us into the ocean, those timeline shiftings began to happen all over Earth, which is why it wasn't just for an individual time shift, but it happened globally. And
Mm.
part of the reason it could happen globally is because of the waterways.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to say something about the time shifts because for new people who haven't been working with us for very long, might not understand exactly what that's all about. Would you like to say something, Marilyn? Or would Zazar like to say something?
Well, I think it's probably good if Zazar explains some of it. He understands it from the Andromedan point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so hello everyone. It's so good to be with you. I want you to feel when you look at the water, it is happening to you right now. So we have a saying, waste not, because this is beautiful for you to feel right now. Now, when the Andromedans came in to say the humans are ready to try, and of course the Andromedans are like, to try, because they aren't sure the humans are up for it. It came in the circles, And it is a technology that humans can begin to make by being in these circles that go counterclockwise and clockwise, which produces, of course, the Merkaba design. And of course, it is about the traveling out of time space in order to move up in a timeline. This means moving up in a timeline of your own ascension. It means moving up in your vibrational signature, because after all, that is what Earth is going through. The human race is moving up in consciousness, in vibration. And each time you move up, you move to a new timeline, and the lowest timeline that you have that is clogging you drops out. And so you become more and more buoyant. And as you become more buoyant, you can travel more multidimensionally in your consciousness. And so ascension takes place on Earth. So these timeline devices help you jump timelines in an accelerated fashion by being in these circles, or now the figure eight. And the figure eight is such an important technology. But being in these circles where you, as you are moving clockwise and counterclockwise, are looking at each other as humans with a heart of love and light. It's very powerful if you were to be in these circles, to see every single individually as you pass, some moving counter, some moving clockwise. So you are seeing the love heart of the human, and this builds the equation of the heart consciousness on the planet. And in so doing, it becomes the fuel for these timeline shifting so that you can move to a higher vibration. And in that higher vibration, you will have more DNA activation. You will have more gifts being relayed to you. The star codes will open the higher. So think of it this way. As you move up in vibration, little keys unlock more and more remembrances of why you are here on Earth at this time. Now, the figure eight is very important because the figure eight, of course, holds infinity. And infinity has the most power, of course. So hold on a minute. Do you want to talk about the infinity for a moment while I take a break?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the first thing I want to say about timeline jumping is that you don't always notice right away what's happened, because the old timeline, your old path that you've been on, is shifted, it's gone up. And now you're on a new timeline, you're on a new trajectory, and you don't necessarily notice the shift has just happened, because from your perspective, it feels like your life is just continuing. But if you're a little bit watchful, then you start to notice what Zazar was saying, which is you start to become more perceptive.
Well, I'm just giggling because we did a huge timeline shift in Cause in Greece in 2023, and we had 1,000 people with us in person, and another like 1 or 2,000 people online. And what happened there, I like to call it cause and effect, because
The
it
island
was
of Kos.
huge.
Yeah.
Like our lives changed completely. And so with these timeline jumps, you're basically putting yourself on a more elevated trajectory. And sometimes existence responds in unexpected ways. Like Pragit and I learned a couple months later that we had to move out of the house we'd been renting for like 10 years that we loved, because our landlord was moving back. And we're like, what is this? And yet it's like, move with trust. Alcazar once said, when you move with spirit, you move with trust. So Zazar, thank you so much for starting to set the stage for this. What happened is like, so what we described with these circles and getting torrentially rained on, this was the first day of Costa Rica. And Zazar also showed up on the first day with this revelation of what the 12th bridge actually is all about. And So I would love to invite Zazar to come back.
So on the way home, Marilyn caught a cold, or maybe in the Costa Rica, because colds were spreading around the whole group. So the 12th bridge is so exciting because there have been 11 civilizations that have built these monumental architectural structures that hold light codes, but all 11 civilizations have dissolved. You are now, as a human race, bringing in the 12th bridge. The 12th bridge is going to be the civilization that never dissolves and that keeps transcending. You all are bringing in what we call the footprints of vibrational energy to build this 12th bridge. It will be the civilization that will be the final civilization of your earth, never to dissolve, so that you will continue to move up the ascension ladder as many of your predecessors have on other planets. This is how it works. Those 11 civilizations that dissolved or disappeared left light codes in their monumental architectural structures. And those structures are coming alive with the light codes now. As you make these timeline jumps, you are already turning on the structures around Earth. They are now coming alive with these light codes from these advanced civilizations to join in with you to produce the 12th bridge. And so too, galactics are also joining you in building this 12th bridge. These timeline jumps are so important in accelerating this process right now. So this is all coming alive. What was so interesting about the figure 8 on the beach is half was in water, half was on sand. So when you went into the figure 8, and you will see this, and as you see this, know it is alive for you right now. There was an inner loop and an outer loop, so that everyone experienced a counterclockwise motion and a clockwise motion. And in the middle of the two loops is the crossing point. The crossing point is the point of singularity. What does that point mean? It is the point at which the timeline jump moves out of space and time in order for it to produce the energetics of a timeline jump. Sometimes you will not see, as Jules said, you will not see the timeline jump until later. You might not feel it at the moment, but you have indeed gone through that singularity of a timeline jump in that crossing point, which is why the figure 8 is so important. As you move out of that space-time continuum into the powerful energies of infinity and oneness, and in that oneness, it provides a fuel for the exact timeline jumping. You will find later, I'll drop this mystery, that the figure 8 will also be utilized for encoding the light codes from these civilizations. But we'll do more of that later. Right now, what's important is understanding how the figure 8 works. But here is the magic, which some of you may not have known even participating. You are half on sand and half in water. As you know, Stargate changed the waterways, enlivened them with what we call corridors of magic, really enlarging the corridors in the water to hold even a more magnificent energy of the timeline changes and the light codes of these civilizations. Half of the figure 8 was on sand, which is silica. Silica, as some of you know, is used in your computers to store data and so forth. But on your planet, it is a crucial structure to hold the memories of your planet. As you know, some of those are found in the crystals. for they communicate many things in their record keeping. So as you were walking on the sand, you were actually absorbing records from these civilizations that will be used as tools or light codes to further build this 12th bridge, which is the magic age on your earth. Then you walk through the sands, bringing up this remembrance of this time. For in your earth is the remembrance of this time. So you walk through this, which fueled the timeline shift, but then you walk through the water, which fueled the spreading, the moving out in the present now of this information to all of Earth. So you walk through the silica, the sand, and then the waters. Brilliant. More than you know. Nothing's what it seems. Everything's a clue. And as you walked in that crossing point, that is when the timeline shifting built. Many of you just watching the video, if you allow yourself to move into the energetics of the experience, will be having a timeline shifting happening in you. But most important, every single time humans gather to do this shifting that the Andromedans gave as a gift, and by the way, they are a little floored that the humans did it so well, thanks to Onio, who came with the precision of how this technology can happen. But as you move through this, as you see this on the screen, you can have the experience, but not just for yourself, waste not, but for the entire globe of beings. And you shifted less hate on the planet. You shifted more possibilities of peace, unity, and joy on the planet. Certain things that were going to happen in the denser, darker realms simply dissolved. And you moved the planet up a notch in its own vibrational field, as you did the human consciousness. And so now new things are going to be. So know this, when you move into the crossing point of the figure 8, you not only shift the timeline, but you open windows through your consciousness, through your heart intentions. You open windows of potentiality for manifesting higher timelines on Earth, higher vibrations on Earth, unity, oneness on Earth. You opened windows, and as you watch today, you will open more windows. These windows will stay open for a certain time period. What you will learn to do is know the windows are open and continue to shift up to those beautiful potentialities that are gifts to the human race through this technology. This is what happens. So you actually experience the jumps, but you at the same time open windows of the future. I don't know about you, but we are very excited that the humans, you, are so beautiful in being able to do this.
Mm. Well, we were really excited by the experience, and to have that overview from Zazar and Alcazar about what's happening is really incredible. And we're going to move into a meditation shortly, and then once we've done the meditation, we're going to show you the full video. And during that full video, we want you to actually see yourself there as part of that figure 8. And as has been described, it was very carefully planned out, because you move from the outer circle, and then there's a crossing point at the center of the 8. And then when you cross over, you find yourself from the outer, now you're in the inner circle. And then as you move back to the crossing point, you go into the outer circle again. And so there's an amazing shift happening within you as you go counterclockwise in one of the circles and clockwise in the other. It was a fascinating experience. And we were blown away, actually. We were blown away by the precision that everybody there held to make it such a powerful experience. And so we really want to share that with everyone. So when we do the meditation, we naturally move up into a higher vibration. And from that place, we're going to ask you to open your eyes and watch the video. So stay in that higher vibration and visualize yourself moving in that figure eight.
And another thing that was really cool, that we actually don't have the audio, but everyone's footsteps were synchronized.
Yes.
And because of that, it actually sounded like a tick, 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 tick. It sounded like a clock. So it was really amazing to be a part of this. And we did this on the 8/8 on the Lions Gate. And so this
At
was
8 o'clock.
at 8 a.m. Costa Rica time. And this was actually unplanned, which is the funny thing. It was like the synchronicity field actually guided us to postpone this for 2 days. And then we realized later that that made it the Lions Gate. And we chose 8 a.m. because of the tides. And then we realized that 8/8 on the Lions Gate at 8 a.m. Costa Rica time. And we were like, so in this live stream today, like, we are really inviting something even further to happen. And so be open to this possibility. And I actually feel Alcazar wanting to come through and say a few words, and we'll move straight.
I'm going to just put a shout out to Jessica, because she was the drummer. And so we had
yes.
being Jessica, who kept the drum beat and then would speed it up and slow it down so that everybody's footprints were in precision. And it just was magic.
Yeah. And it takes a lot of strength to actually do the drum beat for that long, because it went on for about 30 minutes. The video that we're going to show is about 9 minutes long. So it's just like a little bit sped up in places, but the energy transmission is going to be coming through. And so, beloved ones, what is occurring on this your earth has been building for some time now. You saw in your 1960s a revolution in consciousness. You have heard about the indigo children who are being brought in at a higher level of consciousness, and therefore they are able to receive their gifts of who they truly are. What is about to start happening on this your earth is remarkable. This one, Zazar, has coined the term the 12th bridge. And this term has mysteries hidden within it. There is much encoded in this symbology. And so we invite you just to ponder this. The 12th bridge, 12 dimensions in your universe. The 12 is a powerful number. Beloved ones, what you are creating together is essential, foundational for the laying of a grid of consciousness, a network of higher intelligence. This network has been building. It is not just that suddenly it appeared, but what we would suggest is that with the waters of the world, what was created is that there is a stabilization. There is a permanently anchored higher frequency that is being held on this your earth. This is a bit like when the water in the clouds reaches that density where it condenses and suddenly the rain falls down. But instead of the rain, it is the energy of the beyond. It is spirit. So this advanced civilization that you are all working and building and intending, visioning and creating, this new advanced humanity, beloved ones, can you feel in your heart what this is doing for people? You cannot see it yet in your world because the chaos is so loud. And yet we remind you of what Cryon has said, that this is simply the old energy in its death throes, grasping for power, that it, in a sense, has already lost. So it is vitally important for the masses, the people on your earth, to remain empowered. Because, beloved ones, you have already crossed the threshold of consciousness that can enable you to build such a beautiful next few years. So we say to all of you, do not lose your hope. Contribute in whatever ways you feel called to contribute, but let your whole beingness know and resonate with this reality that you are anchoring this 12th bridge. You are the ones who are creating a higher consciousness that can guide a resurgence of love and unity. Because, beloveds, there will be tipping points as you continue to evolve your consciousness. These beautiful ones who are doing this work have been saying the field is getting so strong, and indeed it is. Can you imagine when newcomers to these higher frequencies will step into the field and suddenly receive full-bodied downloads of who they truly are? Can you imagine what it will be like when, just like taking a shower, you can turn the faucet and these frequencies bathe you? You are there already. Can you see this? So many of you, you already do this. You invite the energies of the Stargate. You invite the ecstatic flows from Zazar, and you are taken into these higher experiences. But can you imagine when humanity as a whole starts to have more freedom and more flow? You are creating this. And so let us move into the meditation now. So relax. And we are very grateful to our friend Zazar and the channel, Marilyn, for being with us, for co-creating with us. And so just feel the heart energy, feel the love and the unity that not just Zazar, but Marilyn and her beloved and their friend, the goddess trio, bring into this field. Just take a moment as we appreciate these three for being here with us. Very good. Very good. And the heart connection can ripple out because, beloveds, these timeline shifts involve a certain level of unity. So we invite you to feel each other in your heart. You heard all these different countries people are from. Just feel each other right now. And so we are inviting the collective beating heart of the Stargate and Zazar communities Very good. And so now, as we always do, through that heart-centered connection, inviting the energy of the earth, the energy of Gaia, to come up into your body, into your energy field.
And so together, we are creating a foundational energetic so that we can all move higher. So as you invite the energy of the earth, feel, allow for the possibility that the earth is responding as you ask, bringing beautiful energies to you. Subtle, yes, but an energy of the consciousness of the earth coming to you right now as you ask. And then we invite each one of you to call for an etheric stargate to come down around you. The consciousness of the stargate we call the etheric stargate. And this consciousness, if you ask, will respond to you. So asking inside for an etheric stargate to come down around you.
We call for the presence of an etheric stargate.
And just visualize it, feel it if you can, but allow for the possibility, just your asking, and this consciousness will respond. And so all the stargates, both physical and etheric, connect in a vast grid around the world. And so now we are going to vibrate your stargate on all the stargates, faster and faster. And as we do so, we move up through the frequency ranges of the different dimensions. Nothing for you to do, just relaxing and receiving, relaxing and receiving. And as we start to vibrate all the stargates, the stargate grid around the earth, we move out of the physical third dimensional vibrations and are already shifting into the frequency ranges of the fifth dimension. And we continue to vibrate the field even faster, moving now into the ranges of the sixth dimension. And as you all know, we merge into the seventh dimensional energetics and we pause for a few moments.
And so here in the vibrations of the seventh dimension, we invite each one of you to ask inside for a strong seventh dimensional energy field.
So we are calling for strong seventh dimensional energy in all the stargates around the world. And as you ask, your stargate responds to you. And so a gentle vibration of the seventh dimension is now coming to you. If you simply relax and allow, these gentle vibrations will actually start to vibrate your energetics. And not just your energy, it will actually start to vibrate the physical body in a very subtle way. This vibrates you on a cellular level and even vibrates your DNA, reactivating parts of the higher dimensional non-physical DNA just by relaxing, nothing to do. And slowly, slowly, your own energy, your vibration will come into harmony with the seventh dimensional energies around you. We pause at the seventh so that you can begin to feel that your energy is gently changing, gently harmonizing with higher dimensional realities. Nothing to do. It happens all by itself. Very good.
And so now we continue to vibrate all the stargates faster still. And so we are moving up into the eighth dimensional frequencies, through the eighth into the ninth, continuing to accelerate. into the 11th dimension now, and merging into the 12th, where we bring all the stargates to a gentle pause. And we ask each one of you just to ask inside for a strong 12th dimensional energy field.
And so each one of us asking, we call for a strong 12th dimensional energy field in your etheric stargate. And again, as you ask, the energies are radiated to you. It is interesting, is it not, that we stop at the 12th dimension. And so, beloved ones, relax into this subtle yet powerful energetic. And again, your own energy will very slowly, very gently elevate until you are also in harmony with the frequencies of the 12th dimension. It is not something you do. You cannot make it happen. Just by relaxing into the field, you harmonize with it. It is that simple. It is that easy. Nothing to do.
And so here in the 12th dimension, you are being vibrated by the full spectrum of all of the realms and dimensions within your universe. The 13th is a portal or a doorway to another octave, another 12. And so your universes operate in this fractal structured harmony. Everything in your universe resonates with harmonic frequencies. All of these realms, all of these dimensions are simply frequency ranges. They are all here in the same space. And beloved ones, as you relax into this higher frequency, you naturally start to access skills and abilities that lie dormant in your DNA. And so we will build the field, as we almost always do, by inviting higher dimensional beings. And the first are the ones known as the angels.
And so each one of you asking inside from your heart, from the desire to feel and connect with the angels. And so we call for the presence of the angelic realm. And just feel as the energy changes around you, as the angels respond to your asking. The angels vibrating you in their loving presence. Very good. And the angels hold this field to assist us in our receptivity. And we are going to ask each one of you now to call forth the presence and the energetic of this one, Oneo. He is one that has been assisting with Zazar in the creation of the figure 8 and the creation of these timeline jumps.
And so just asking inside, we are calling for the presence of Onio.
And feel, here he comes.
The timeline shifter.
He is from Andromeda.
Yeah.
And feel his presence. Invite his presence to get stronger. He has come with a taste of his presence. Ask for him to come closer. Ask for this energy to get stronger and feel this. It is unusual for him to join us in this type of meditation, but he comes with a purpose. He comes to assist each one of you hearing these words, to participate in the figure eight in a few moments. He will be within your energy field if you hold this energy with you, assisting you to move in this figure eight, assisting you when you come to the crossover point to experience your own personal elevation, moving upwards on your own personal timeline. And so holding this energy of Onyo.
And beloved ones, there were so many gorgeous frequencies stacking one after the other in Costa Rica, building up to this Lionsgate figure eight transmission and timeline shift. And so we are going to simply ask, just with your intention, not needing to know what occurred, just ask inside for all of the energetics, frequencies, and guides that we were working with in Costa Rica to come into this field in a stronger way. And so we are calling forth all of the frequencies from the blue zone in Costa Rica, from the Lionsgate portal, from all of the guides.
And so just feeling, just allowing the possibility that you can connect into the vibrations, the guidance, the energetic that was shared, and they are coming into the now. They are coming into this meditation. And just feel a gentle, energetic field that we are all sharing together, that we are all held within. Allowing yourself to be held in a gentle, energetic, almost as if you are floating in a warm water. And as you relax in this warm water, you can hardly feel the difference between your body and the warm water. As you simply relax into this energy field, you merge with it. You become the field. Feeling that, allowing that, feeling the presence of Onyo, inviting his presence to become even stronger. For in a moment, not yet, but in a moment, we are going to ask you to open your eyes and with a very soft focus, watch the video of the figure eight. And when you watch it, feel the energetic it is being created and visualize yourself moving around one of the outer circles. And as you move to the crossing point, you move through the crossing point, a moment of timelessness, a moment of the beyond. And then as you continue through the crossing point, you now find yourself in the inner circle. And as you continue around the inner circle, you come again to the crossing point. And as you move through the crossing point, you are now on the outer circle. And just allow this movement to continue around the outer circle through the crossing point, into the inner circle, through the crossing point, into the outer circle again. Visualizing yourself as part of this beautiful figure eight. Noticing that you walk on the sands connecting to the earth. Noticing you are walking in the water, connecting to the water. And so feel the field that you are in right now. Feel the presence of Onyo supporting you. Invite him closer if you will. Now watch, open the eyes with a soft focus and watch the video that is beginning to play now. Simply watching as you start to see from above this beautiful infinity, this beautiful figure eight. And simply feel that structure. Feel the presence and watch as the movement starts, feeling yourself in one of those outer circles. And as it moves, start to feel yourself with Onyo. Start to visualize yourself in one of those outer circles. And feel as you move around the outer circle, you come to a crossing point. You move into that place, that 0 point, and then you move into one of the inner circles. And as the inner circle moves around, you come once more to the crossing point. That point that can create a shift in your own reality, moving, continuously moving. As you move through from the inner circle, you find yourself on an outer circle, feeling energy, feeling the presence of Onyo, especially when you move through the crossing point. So watching the video, being there, feeling yourself, feeling Onyo.
And beloved ones, you can feel the overall energy that is created by the totality, by this figure eight, as you see it from above.
Notice the embrace of the waters, the transmission of this energetic into the waters and into the sands. And now, can you see yourself fully there, moving gently, in rhythm, pleasant? and close your eyes and relax. Feel yourself in the body. I am Onyo. Feel yourself now in the crossing point of the figure eight. Feel yourself present in your body in the crossing point. And now feel almost as if you are moving up in an elevator, in a lift. Feel as if your energy is rising. Feel your vibration moving up, allowing yourself to shift in a whole new personal timeline. Feel it happening now. Now, in this moment of now, you are acknowledging the elevation of your consciousness. You are acknowledging your timeline shift right now. And so it is. It is indeed done. You have allowed this movement, this uplift, this transformation. And as you allow, you are shifting the morphic field of humanity. You have been part of that actual figure eight transformational process that has been shared with the waters of the world and the sands of your earth. Congratulations, you have just amplified that which occurred on this beautiful blue zone of Costa Rica. We are honored to be of service to humanity. And so, beloved ones, very gently feeling yourself in your body, feeling yourself in your room, and then very slowly, very gently, allowing the eyes to come open and coming back fully into the body. Wow.
So, Zazar,
Turn your video on, Marilyn.
Zazar would like to offer a gift of breathing the figure eight right now. So know something, that as you became Stargate consciousness, as you became the singularity of the crossing point, moving up in vibration, you created in the Costa Rica and right now new corridors from the 11 civilizations. So if you can vision those 11 civilizations from all over the globe producing light streams, ribbons to your consciousness, just as you have the higher ones coming into your consciousness. Just have your own consciousness moving up in the multidimensional realm. You have now added something, which is the awakening of the light codes from the 11 civilizations. And they are streaming into you as we speak, becoming alive, so that they might integrate within your own consciousness. So these 11 civilizations, with all their advancements, come alive again in your own vibrational field as you become the builders of the 12th bridge, moving Earth into her rightful place with all beings who live here, to move in and cross the 12th bridge into the final beauty of a civilization that will never dissolve. And so you activated right now these 11 light ribbon streams coming into you, awakening remembrance of those lives you have lived in these civilizations, to awaken the memories of that which you have brought with you, to produce and build the architecture of this 12th bridge. And now I ask you to do this one more time. Close your eyes. For you can utilize this grand Andromedan technology that has come in to further enhance timeline shifting, to accelerate this process on Earth. And so, for one moment, with eyes closed, bring your attention to the highest vibrations that you wish to co-create on your Earth as a collective of unity consciousness of humans. Bring those intentions of grace and unity and love and joy and whatever else to bring into the figure 8 of the time shift, so that now you, the humans who are stepping on the sand and the waters, some parting into the waters, some parting into the land, you are bringing the new tools for this new civilization through the 12th bridge. And so with your eyes closed, I want you to vision for a moment that you are walking on the inner circle of loop 1 of the figure 8. And you move through the crossing point to the outer circle. And you move to the crossing point to the inner circle. And you move to the crossing point to the outer circle. I want to gift you with the breath of unity, the breath of infinity, the breath of the power of the crossing point. So as you are in the inner circle in loop 1, take a deep breath in. As you go to the crossing point, hold it. As you move to the outer loop in the other, breathe out. As you move to the crossing point, hold and breathe out. So each loop is an in-breath, and when you meet the crossing point, it is the out-breath. Then you go in the other loop, it is the in-breath, crossing point, out-breath. So let's begin. Inner loop, in-breath, crossing point, out-breath. Outer loop, in-breath, crossing point, out-breath. Inner loop, in-breath, crossing point, out-breath. And so forth and so on. Keep looping, always with the in-breath, and meeting the crossing point with your out-breath. So the loop is taking in the fuel of the figure eight. And the crossing point, you are giving it fuel for the raising of the vibrations that dissolve the old and bring in the new, that singularity in the crossing point. Keep breathing. As you go into a loop, you breathe in the crossing point, you breathe out. Go in another loop, you breathe in at the crossing point, you breathe out. If you can vision the inner loop first, crossing point out, then go in the outer loop, crossing point, breathe out. So it is each loop breathing in, crossing point, breathing out. Take a moment to do this. Let's begin. Inner loop, breathe in, crossing point, breathe out. Outer loop, breathe in, crossing point, breathe out. Inner loop, breathe in, crossing point, breathe out. Outer loop, breathe in, crossing point, breathe out. Inner loop, breathe in, crossing point, breathe out. Outer loop, breathe in, crossing point, breathe out. What you are doing is this is a gift from the breath of the Andromedans. For the breathing is the fuel for infinity. And so you breathe in the figure eight loops, and you breathe out the fuel of rising up to the crossing point. And as you breathe out at the crossing point, feel yourself raising up into higher vibrations of a new time, a new place, a new space of consciousness. Take this gift of breathing the figure eight, for you can do this in your own homes to enliven this figure eight that was created in Costa Rica, but is still alive and moving through all infinity, moving to other planets, other species, in its alive breath. So at home, when you feel the need to join in the global time shifting for the 12th bridge, or the need for your own moving up in your own timeline, you can breathe the figure eight by breathing in on the inner circle, breathing out in the crossing, breathing in on the outer circle, breathing out at the crossing. Know that as you breathe in both loops, you are breathing in the power of the figure eight. And as you breathe this powerful fuel out in the crossing point, you literally raise your energetics to a higher timeline. Utilize this well. And know that even when you utilize this for your own moving up, there will never be a moving up of one individual that isn't now moving in to the unity consciousness of all humans, changing the morphic field of consciousness, raising it to a new timeline for your entire human species. As you do more and more of this, also know this, that you are no longer just dissolving the old, but the fuel that comes from that dissolving moves the new into place. And you now have the anchors in the water, in the sands, you have the remembrance, and you have the renewal of moving into this new time on earth that is part of your destiny, the 12th bridge. So no, even it is timeline jumping for you, there is not one timeline jump for an individual that doesn't move in to the larger field of global transformation in the human heart consciousness. Take the breathing of the figure 8 and continue to elevate, continue to expand into the 11th civilization, continue to become the downloads of the new light codes. Continue to utilize Stargate consciousness to move in the various multidimensional realms with ease and grace. And as you expand, know that the waterways of the world will continue to bathe you with new fuel, new transformation, new alchemy for the destiny you are here to fulfill. So be it, so it is. And now it shall be no doubt beautiful. Can you hear me? I cannot hear you.
Yeah, our mics glitched out, so we're back.
Now they're on. I was just saying, I was visualizing myself doing that in the morning in bed as I just wake up, just to connect to that energy again. That breathing just felt really wonderful.
And there's more to come with that, by the way, in terms of turning on light codes. But this figure 8 is such a beautiful technology, and the breathing with it is how we can utilize it every day, as you say.
It's a powerful way of connecting to those energies. I really felt it.
And Zazar says every time you do this individually, you're connected to exactly what you saw on the beach in Costa Rica, because that figure 8 is still alive and moving out.
So we just invite you just to put in the chat some comments.
And we know that if you're with a Stargate Circle gathering in person, or for the language teams, if you have another smaller community gathering that's about to happen, feel free to sign off now before we hit the the chat comments here, and we're already over time, so we're just gonna flow with our time and energy. So if you need to go, feel free to, and know that for those of you who missed Costa Rica, the live stream version, all of these experiences are actually available as replays, and the energy still comes through, and it always is, but it's so powerful. Also, Waters of the World is still available. So you can go, and there's short links for both of those if you wish to explore them deeper. So you can go to stargate.live/water for Waters of the World from Mount Shasta, stargate.live/Costa Rica 2025 if you want to check out the energies of Costa Rica. People always ask about how to access these experiences, so they're there for you if you wish to have them. And for those of you who are on the live streams with us, thank you so much for your support and your energetics. We really feel you at home when we're in person. So, yes.
You know, I have to say, Zazar said, when you said overtime, he said, well, when Zazar and you all, Alcazar and the crew, join, we go over time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's far out.
I like that.
No longer in time and space.
So Georgina said, I felt a rush of excitement as I moved through the 0 point. It was exhilarating. Thank you all so much. It was an honor to participate in the rise of this 12th bridge frequency. So what do people experience? I'm always curious about your experience. Shari is saying it was amazing again, and the breathing was great. Isabel is, oops. Sometimes they go through.
Even more powerful second time around. I really felt the uplift of energy at the crossing as I crossed the amazing 8.
Oh, and someone is saying, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Yis Chen Tran is saying, I could smell the ocean water. That's fantastic. That's really tuning in. Ima is saying, relaxing and profound. New timeline. Yay. So much excitement and gratitude. Raphael, fantastico. Nancy is saying, profound peace. Karen. Oop, lost it.
I love fantastico.
Yes.
That sounds like a Zazar word.
Oh, somebody's saying, who are the 11 civilizations? Well, there's Atlantis, Lemuria, Egypt.
Well, yes, but I have to say this. As with the Andromedan device, I spent hours figuring out the math early on. Now, Zazar has very specific instructions to figure out the exact 11, and it's not necessarily what we all might think the advanced civilizations were. But there's an exact 11, and it will be mapped out where they are. One, by the way, is in Turkey, where you guys are going to be going. Now, here's the excitement of that. As with Zazar's help, I figure out the mapping of who these civilizations are, and it's not, again, all that we think, because there's a lot that's going to go into figuring this out. And as the human figures it out, then all humans can begin to tune into this. But you will be in Turkey. The incredible advantage of Stargate being on a site or near a site where one of these civilizations was birthed, and is that you will turn on more and more of the light codes of the advancements they understood that will be the contribution from that civilization to building the 12th bridge. So I think it's very excited. And I just understood this morning that Turkey was one of the spots of the civilization back 9,000 to 10,000 years ago. Very important site. And October, you're going to be in Turkey. Come on. I mean, talk about synchronicities. So I want everybody to realize that they will be in Turkey, and we'll talk more about how to turn these light codes on. But I think while you're there, you might want to turn some of them on for the whole population to feel.
Mm. Well, absolutely. And I think now that we know this, we're going to be making a trip while we're in Turkey to get a little bit closer to that center of the civilization.
And the one you're referring to, Marilyn, because we spoke before, is Göbekli Tepe, which is really cool. It's basically pushing the timeline of it essentially blows the idea that we were all just hunter-gatherers 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Because there are megaliths with like very specific and detailed astronomical information. So that's exciting.
Well,
Yeah.
and at that spot, Zazar says there was a unity consciousness. It was one of the most important civilizations that brought together unity consciousness to build this place. And we don't understand that it looks like old structures and all of this, but embedded in that site is the beginnings of this place we're at now in terms of building the unity consciousness of the human race.
Well, that's
So
fascinating.
I'm so fascinated that you guys are going to be there.
Maybe we can connect and do a special live stream
absolutely
from there.
We absolutely have to.
Yeah.
I'd love to. It's just exciting, and maybe we'll be visiting other sites, or maybe there are Stargaters that will be actually living near some of these sites that are identified as the 11th civilization. And we're just beginning to scratch the surface of what all this means.
Yeah. So I just want to read some of these comments because so many people have written in, and it was really, really beautiful. So Gabriella says the energy from Onio was so powerful. I felt his presence so strongly.
Yeah.
Sabrina is saying, thank you all for this, of participating in this. I'm so grateful to all. And Marianne is saying, just anchored all the experiences of the past months of live streams deeply in the body. Morgine is saying, crying the entire time. Thank you, everyone. And Onyo, Alcazar, and Zazar, and the support teams cried and tingled. Esther is saying, thank you. Always you make me feel the energy coming from the water and new waves. Colleen, strongest frequencies ever. So joyful. And Corwin is saying, I felt it in a light, subtle way, but I believed my vibrations raised. Thank you all. Susan is saying, I still feel the ocean waves moving through me in an infinity loop.
Oh, cool. Julia is saying, I saw images of past tribal leaders from many different areas of the world. Julia, you're super tuned in. Zazar was saying that happened. Do you want to say more about that?
Well, that Costa Rica was the waterways got opened at your waterway retreat. Costa Rica totally solidified the energetics for these light codes to begin to become alive, and they're streaming in to this figure eight for us to pick them up. And so for you to be able to have seen ancient tribal members, I mean, that was coming in. That was one way it came in. So whoever said that is actually holding this energetic light code from that civilization. You don't have to know which one. Don't get into thinking about it, but know that you are a holder of it. And that's what's now coming in, which is so exciting because we think the galactics are coming in and the fifth dimensional communities like Telos and Shambhala, but now we have this 11 civilizations coming alive and coming in to our own remembrances.
So a few more comments. Dr. Jenny is saying, thank you for this beautiful, powerful experience. Felt the elevator taking off like a rocket. Wonderful breath work. And there's some comments in other languages, but I can't read them. But thank you for them anyway. Carol is saying, at the beginning, I was anxious as it became my turn to enter the center, but I got very excited as my turn came around again.
And Sandy is saying, I felt the sand beneath my feet.
Fantastico. I felt the frequency of nature and the energy of all the people around me as we became one. Iris.
Extraordinario.
Got
Gratidão. I can't say it. It's in Portuguese. Gratidão.
And Betsy is saying, gracias, gracias, gracias. I can read that bit. And she said something else as well, but she's from Chile. Victoria, I kept seeing the color purple expanding in different shades.
Cool.
Sabina is saying full body chills, mega joy, tears. Yes, I had the most beautiful, sweet sense.
Oh.
So she's getting fragrances during this.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you know, some of the people have commented about the fragrances. When you do a timeline shift, one thing that will shift in you is what Zazar calls the soul sensory modalities. So your even your physical senses will rise up in vibration. You will smell, you'll see colors, you'll feel things, you may hear things that you ordinarily wouldn't hear because you've just moved up into a new dimensional experience, which is super cool. And by the way, do you realize because of there are people all over the world that you're reading their comments? This is solidifying a figure eight that is wrapping around the globe.
Mm. Well, we've got another 53 new messages here. So Layla is saying marvelousio. Most profound. That's a very rough translation. Debbie, I really felt it in I felt it in my heart, precious. I felt Onyo's presence. Louise is saying, thank you. I was feeling and sensing the spread of the energy to the many waterfalls in my area, mountains of North Carolina. Well, we're coming to North Carolina very soon. You can find out about that on both our websites. So come and join us because we will be continuing the figure eight work. And every time we do it, more is added, more amazing energetics. I'm getting goosebumps just saying that. Whoa. Oh, it's not long to North Carolina now.
We'll also be in Brazil, right next to another beach. So we'll see what the guides end up doing with.
Yes. Yeah, Marilyn's joining us in Brazil. Marcel is saying, I felt as if the water's streaming around, flowing into the sand. Thank you all, much love. Chris Pontal is saying, so beautiful, amazing, tears of happiness streaming down my face during the eight. Lots of people feeling tears.
And what are tears? Fluids from our bodies, water.
Yes. Raquel is saying more evidence of my movement. Leslie is saying, Idaho Waterways participated in Stargate activations. Thank you. Sandy is saying, I will be in Turkey. Yay! Let's have more people joining us in Turkey and just doing this incredible work there. Gisa is saying a wonderful message, which I can't read, but thank you, Gisa. Gloria is saying something else.
Hey, Lindo, how beautiful. She enjoyed the experience very much.
Veronica, I felt the water rushing over my ankles, the uplifting of the crossing point. Now my body feels
relaxed and tired.
Very relaxed. Yep. Yeah.
That's a very
feeling common. Great. Yes. Dawn and Brad is saying, as I walked through the center point, I felt my body take off upwards and I shot into the sky on a new timeline. So lots of good vibes from Nancy.
Okay. I think we're going to keep getting more.
Yeah, we've got more and more. The number of messages are getting longer and longer. So I think we just have to thank everybody for all Teresa is saying, is it possible I heard Onyo talking in my head as well? Absolutely, it's possible. Okay, Laura is saying my cat always comes to these high energies. A lot of people's cats and dogs come.
And Susan saying, great way to bookend the Lionsgate portal. I think it's officially kind of coming into its completion now. So beautiful ones, let's just take a moment and energetically connect. For those of you who are still with us, thank you so much for being here. We feel the love and the dedication that you have to your own journey.
And Brenda's put the North Carolina info in the chat, and probably the Brazil in the chat somewhere. There's so many comments. Yes, view all of the upcoming events here. And also you can go to theshift.rocks and see what we're doing there with Marilyn.
See what Marilyn's doing there with Zazar.
But I can tell you what we all just did.
Tell me.
We all just did something that continues to be something that has never happened on Earth before. And that to me is so exciting. And I feel grace-filled to be able to participate with you, Prageet and Jules, and everybody else on really being the ones that are leaving our footprints on Earth to build this 12th bridge. So important for everyone here to realize they are the ones leaving their footprints. And in that, we are truly building this elevated civilization on Earth.
And Morgine is asking, can we be in North Carolina etherically with intention? Absolutely. It's not going to be live streamed. Yanya's not going to be with us, unfortunately.
It will be recorded.
It will be recorded, yeah.
So we'll see if the recordings turn out. But the beauty of it not being live streamed is it's going to give Zazar and Alcazar and Marilyn and Prageet, because I'll be over in Europe, it's going to give them total freedom to flow. And that's not always the case with the live stream, because we have to kind of show up and and do the thing. So it's going to be really interesting for you guys to collaborate in that way for the first time as well. But yes, you're always welcome to tune in energetically, and we feel you when you do that.
Maybe, Prageet, we can even put a schedule like when we're going to be meeting in certain ways for people to join us etherically.
Yeah, that's true. We could do that. Maybe we can put that on social media somewhere. We'll have to think about that and let people know.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that on ours.
Yeah.
Morgine's excited about that. She says, yes, schedule.
The problem with schedules is we don't always keep to it. But
okay.
There'll be a slipstream open. And remember, when we do this work, time and space is irrelevant. It's there.
Yeah, it's your intention to tune in. That's what does it. Okay.
So, Marilyn, get some good rest. I'm going to also, a lot of us went down with this head cold after Costa Rica. And this is something that, yes, of course, we're all together and sharing the same air and the same germs, but it's also something that may have a deeper significance. And Alcazar sometimes reframes it, saying that we're actually getting upgrades and it's our bodies that are like clearing stuff out. And I had some spontaneous super conscious meditation happening with me yesterday. So
same here. Totally. While my body is doing the cold, something else was happening very high.
It's beautiful, and I think it's important just to share that for people, because I think sometimes we feel that in order to be perfect, we have to be like you know, on the up and up all the time, but it's like life has its flows and its ebbs, and there are beautiful mechanisms that we don't quite understand.
Nothing's what it seems, but it's a clue.
Mm.
Someday I think we'll understand the mechanisms of this
Yes.
very, very clearly. So we'll sign off and give you all big hugs and big heart energy. We love you. Thank you so much. This is such a joy to journey. And Marilyn, Zazar, Diane, Jen, it's such a pleasure traveling with you in all the ways, multidimensionally and here.
It was great.
So much fun.
Just
Yeah.
great. Love you.
Yeah, we love you too.
I want to say a special thank you to Yanya, who created both those incredible videos, the water and the figure eight.
Sophia did the waters one.
Oh,
She compiled that one.
sorry.
But yeah, Yanya did the drone work and put together the figure eight.
Yeah.
So special thanks to Yanya. Thanks to Brenda, who's moderating. Thanks to Flavia and Sandy, who were on with us live.
And thanks to the other translators who are going to be doing it a little bit later for their
And
languages.
shout out to Soleil, who is also helping us anchor this retreat in person. We couldn't do it without our team, and to everybody else who I'm not naming, always, we are so grateful for your support.
Okay, much love. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Okay.
We're done.
You're still on. Bye.